So, Allison,
Yes.
we're all about self-care and
It's me.
self-help.
It's our turn to talk about this.
Yeah.
Self-help. Yes. Self-help
So,
books.
Allison is not only my co-host, she's also the editor of Book Nook on the theater, which I named without asking
It's
you.
cute. That's fine. I like it.
Yeah.
Book Nook.
She is an avid reader who is up to book number 130.
No, I'm in the 40s
You're in the
now.
40s?
I'm 142.
142
Yeah.
this year.
142, and none of which have been self-help books. And because I just don't like them, I just don't like them. But when I say self-help, what I mean is like this whole genre of, maybe it's not self-help, it's just self-exploration. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to just name names. And I apologize if anybody loves these people, but I can't stand Glennon Doyle, Rachel Hollis, Elizabeth Gilbert. They're these authors, and they sort of start out putting all this perfect into the world, and then their lives have exploded very messily. And I just kind of think, really, like, why am I listening to this? So I just like, it's not for me. I know it's like very popular. Maybe Brené Brown, I could give her some props for self-help, but because she's a PhD and a master's, I think she's actually qualified to give advice. But I don't know. I mean, I know like Glennon Doyle is very popular, and she's been on Oprah several times, and everybody loves her. I think she's the worst, so pretentious. I can't stand the way she writes. And there, I said it. I'm not a fan.
So
there you go. What do you think of self-help?
Yeah, like you, I actively hate self-help books, but I don't know any of those people that you mentioned. I don't like
You don't
them.
need to.
I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't like them because every time I read a self-help book, I feel bad about myself. I end up feeling like I can't do enough. I'm never going to meet these expectations, or I am looking at myself through someone else's lens, and I don't like what I see. And then their book didn't help me. It just made me feel bad. So I gave up. I don't read them.
And that's fine.
I think if I need self-help, I will call up a girlfriend and have a glass of wine and alternate it with water now.
I will have a small plate of protein-rich food and one glass of wine for water.
Exactly. 100%. No, but it doesn't work for me. But like you, I know there's a lot of people out there that do like them and read them.
No, I mean, they're super popular. And I mean, Glennon Doyle, I know I'm picking on her, but she's made a fortune basically, taking us through the messy reality of her life. And I don't know, maybe it's not self-help. I just sort of, it's not for me. Maybe it is for other people, but I do have a book tie-in.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So what did you just
so
finish
one
reading?
of my most recent books that I just finished is an older book from 2016. And it is called You Should Have Known. And it's the basis for the new series on HBO Max, which is called The Undoing, starring Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. And basically, I know, and actually, it's a great cast. They look fantastic. So the basis of the book, called You Should Have Known, is written by Grace, who's a therapist. And the premise, she's about to publish this book with the same title. And her premise is that women get into these relationships, they ignore all these red flags that they should have known. And, she's sort of coming at this from a very smug place, which I think is sort of analogous to some of these other women who have written these, like, My Marriage is So Perfect books, and then they have exploded quite messily and publicly. And this is exactly what happens here. So it turns out her husband was absolutely not who she thought he was. I've only watched the first 2 episodes of The Undoing, and it's already really deviated from the book. So I think you could read the book and watch the show in parallel and not ruin either one of them. But I recommend both. My husband actually just finished this, and he really liked it. And he's watching the show with me too. So it's for men or women. Recommend both.
Okay, now I have to ask, because you've said this a couple times, that Dan reads a book after you do. Do you guys read the same books?
No. I think I can tell what he's going to like. And so if it's something that I think he's going to like, I'll really push it, because I'll say, you're really going to like this one. And he's not into he says, I like books where nothing happens and it's a lot of family talking, which is probably true. But we've married long enough that I know what he's going to like. So I will push if I really think he's going to like it. Sometimes I'm surprised and he gives up and he doesn't like it. But most of the time, I can spot what I think is mean, I do think some books are more geared towards women, some books are more geared towards men, some are equal, more people will both like them. I mean, I feel like he reads more history stuff than I do, but then there's some books that I think are just right down the middle that anybody would enjoy, and I think this was one of them.
All right, yeah, fair enough. I'm just fascinated by that you all.
But you know what? Yeah, it kind of comes in spurts and waves, but yeah, it's in spurts.
Right. If you have a strong opinion about self-help books, please comment in the chat. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes. And follow my Instagram too, the Extroverted Bookworm, which I have just started thanks to you and the feeder, because they needed a place to put my my book recommendations. So thanks.
And the link to that is in the chat.